With profound, humble gratitude and love to all venerated enlightened masters, we bow to the Almighty in soulful gratefulness for gifting us with their holy blessed presence. May all beings be awakened by their divine grace.
Part 1 of 4.
Etc.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting, no more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan. Make peace. So be it.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programas offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
番組は多言語放送です。放送予定は suprememastertv.com/schedule。
He made him of both, of earthly and of heavenly matter, the body of the earthly and the soul of the heavenly. Please continue watching to hear commentaries on the Holy Tanakh by the medieval French Jewish philosopher, the Honorable Rabbi Shlomo Yitaki, vegetarian, also known as Rashi.
Vegan, to be trusted as a friend.
Just like picking out under his mom. After it hatched, I didn't think they would hold on as a mom. I thought she might hatch it, satisfy her broodiness and not want to be bothered, but then change her attitude. She was all about me now. It was pretty amazing to how mommy mode kicked in. You really went through their stages. You can tell Ben was teaching Bing. Almost like they're looking into each other's eyes. There must have been some kind of communication going on. How to preen, kind of picking their feathers.
From gorgeous beaches to lush forests to scenic mountain views, El Salvador's diverse natural beauty is a sight to behold. When visiting, try greeting the friendly locals with "Cómo estás?", which means "How are you?" I am Cesar. The affectionate El Salvadorians understand the detrimental effects that climate change can have on daily lives and appreciate you going vegan to help save the planet.
Peace is happening around our world.
There are many countries who have taken actions to promote peace and foster amity among peoples and governments. The following is one of them. Etc.
October 2023. Venezuela and the United States announced a pact whereby Venezuela will hold a presidential election in 2024 that adheres to certain standards in exchange for the easing of U.S. trade sanctions. By creating peace, we all can make a loving, serene, and prosperous world.
Welcome to Selections from Rashi, Vegetarian, Commentary on the Holy Tanakh. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 to chapter 2, verse 7. Part 2 of 2 on Words of Wisdom. The Honorable Rabbi Shlomo Yatarki, vegetarian, also known as Rashi, was a medieval French rabbi who is considered one of the most influential Jewish commentators in history. Born in 1040 in Troyes, Champagne in northern France, the Honorable Rabbi Shlomo Yatarki was a gifted scholar whose commentaries on the Holy Tanakh or Hebrew Bible and the Talmud have been instrumental in helping people throughout the ages better understand the teachings of Judaism. From children to adult scholars, his use of simple language has helped people from all walks of life gain wisdom and open their hearts to uncover their essential love for God. His commentaries were used throughout Europe, translated into many languages, and even to this day are the most often used commentaries. The Honorable Rabbi Shlomo Yatarki emphasized that the diet in the Garden of Eden was a vegan one with no animal people products, and that this was the original diet God intended for us. God did not permit Adam and his wife to kill a creature to eat its flesh. Only every green herb were they to all eat together. Let us continue with excerpts of Rashi's commentary on Genesis as translated by Rabbi Rosenbaum and Dr. A. M. Silberman. And on the seventh day God finished his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he made. Genesis chapter 2, verse 2, Holy Hebrew Bible, Holy Tanakh. Rashi on Genesis chapter 2, verse 2, and on the seventh day God finished. Rabbi Simeon says, a human being, literally flesh and blood, who cannot know exactly his times and moments, who cannot accurately determine the point of time that marks the division between one period and that which follows it, must needs add from the weekday and observe it as the holy day, the Sabbath. But the Holy One, blessed be he, who knows his times and moments, began it the seventh day to a very hair's breadth, with extreme exactness, and it therefore appeared as though he had completed his work on that very day. Genesis, Rabbah, chapter 10, verse 9. Another explanation: what did the world lack? Rest. Sabbath came, rest came, and the work was thus finished and completed. Genesis, Rabbah, chapter 10, verse 9. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he rested from all his work which God in creating had made. Genesis chapter 2, verse 3, Holy Hebrew Bible, Holy Tanakh. Rashi on Genesis chapter 2, verse 3, and God blessed, and he sanctified. He blessed it through the manna, heavenly bread, that the children of Israel ate in the desert, that on all other days of the week there should fall for them, the Israelites, an omer for each person, whereas on the sixth day there should fall twice as much of that bread. So too he sanctified it through the manna, that it should not fall at all on the Sabbath. Genesis, Rabbah, chapter 11, verse 2. This verse is written here with reference to what would happen in the future, which God in creating had made. The work which should have been done on the Sabbath, he did in the double work which he executed on the sixth day. No shrub of the field was yet in the earth, and no herb of the field had yet sprung up. for the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. Genesis chapter 2, verse 5, Holy Hebrew Bible, Holy Tanakh. Rashi on Genesis chapter 2, verse 5, was yet in the earth. No plant of the field was yet in the earth at the time when the creation of the world was completed on the 6th day before man was created, and every herb of the field had not yet grown. But as regards the 3rd day of creation, about which it is written, the earth brought forth, etc. This does not signify that they came forth above the ground, but that they remained at the opening of the ground, that is, just below the surface, until the 6th day, colon 60a. Because God had not caused it to rain. And what is the reason that God had not caused it to rain? Because there was no man to till the ground, and there was, therefore, no one to recognize the utility of rain. When Adam came, or was created, however, and he realized that it was necessary for the world, he prayed for it, and it fell, so that trees and verdure sprang forth. The Lord God, the Lord is his name, signifies that he is ruler and judge over all.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Spain is one of them.
Law 7/2023 on the protection of the rights and welfare of animals. The main objective of this law is the recognition and protection of the dignity of animals by society. All people are obliged to treat animals according to their status as sentient beings. Companion animal individuals must be kept in decent living conditions that guarantee their well-being, rights, and healthy development. Regarding companion animal people and wild animal folk in captivity, mistreating or physically abusing them, as well as subjecting them to negligent treatment, or any practice that may cause them suffering, physical or psychological damage, or cause their death is prohibited. Killing of companion animal people is prohibited, except for safety reasons or to reduce suffering in an end-of-life situation. Harmful genetic selection practices on companion animal individuals and mutilation or bodily modifications are banned. The use of wild animal individuals in circuses is prohibited. Fines for non-compliance with the law range from €500 for minor offenses to €200,000 for very serious offenses. Article 340 of the Criminal Code. Prison sentences for violations were increased from up to 18 months to up to 24 months.
Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting, no more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan, make peace. So be it.
Ben never gave up on Bing. Even as Bing grew, Ben kept teaching him.
You know, it was like your own child that, you bathe and all of a sudden you see them in that role. Whether you plan for a child or not, when the child gets there, you know what to do. Teach them how to do everything in life. I think it's 5 months now. Even now, they have their moments where they hang out together. It's really cute because they're the same size. It's only been a few months, but when you look at, that baby chick and what Bing is today, it's just amazing.
But there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. Genesis chapter 2, verse 6, Holy Hebrew Bible, Holy Tanakh. Rashi on Genesis chapter 2, verse 6, and a mist went up. This has reference to the creation of Adam. He caused the deep to rise and filled the clouds with water to moisten the dust. And man was created. It is like a kneader of bread who first pours in water and afterwards kneads the dough. Similarly here, he first watered the ground and afterwards he formed man. Genesis Rabbah, chapter 14, verse 1. Then the Lord God formed man of the dust of the earth, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, Holy Hebrew Bible, Holy Tanakh. Rashi on Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, dust of the earth. He gathers his dust, that is, that from which he was made, from the entire earth, from its four corners, in order that wherever he might die, it should receive him for burial. Midrash Tanchuma, Pekudei 3. Another explanation, he took his dust from that spot on which the holy temple with the altar of atonement was in later times to be built, of which it is said, Exodus chapter 20, verse 24, An altar of earth thou shalt make for me, saying, Would that this sacred earth may be an expiation for him, so that he may be able to endure. Genesis Rabbah, chapter 14, verse 8. And breathed into his nostrils, he made him of both, of earthly and of heavenly matter, the body of the earthly and the soul of the heavenly. For on the first day were created heaven and earth. On the second, he created the firmament for the heavenly beings. On the third, he said, Let the dry land appear for the earthly beings. On the fourth, he created the lights for the heavenly beings. On the fifth, he said, Let the waters swarm for the earthly beings. Consequently, on the sixth, there had to be created a being composed of both, of heavenly and of earthly matter, for otherwise there would have been envy or lack of harmony among the works of creation, in that there would have been devoted to one class of them one day more of the creation than to the others. Genesis Rabbah, chapter 12, verse 8. A living soul. Also, cattle and creatures are called, but of man is the most highly developed of all of them, because to him was granted understanding and speech. For more information, please visit sepharia.org.
I made the decision to be vegan, not just in my eating, but also in my clothing, household, and cosmetic choices. I have been able, through research, to navigate a way to be balanced in my efforts to be earth and animal friendly in my consumerism, with the mantra, live simply so that others may simply live. Juliette Burnett, vegan.
Wonder Kids? Yeah, you are vegan.
Considerate viewers, it was a joy to have your company for today's Words of Wisdom. Coming up next is Celebrating a Heartwarming Christmas with Supreme Master Ching Hai, Vegan, in Florida, Part 2 of 11, right after Noteworthy News. May your kind deeds be blessed by heaven's grace.
Ozzy was the smallest. She's obsessed with playing catch. Bunny-proofing the entire house was a struggle. They get into a lot of trouble every day.
Too much. Okay.
But I love living with them, taking care of them. Bun came into my life and then she had babies, and having these bunnies in my life has made me want to foster more rescue bunnies in the future and even start a rescue.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, hell not reach. Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW.